ADHD Thoughts. Good morning, by the way. And I hope you're having a lovely Wednesday. If not, then I'm sorry. I hope your Wednesday gets better. But as someone with ADHD, I have mental health issues. I have a learning disability. I have different things that, make it more difficult for me to live a common, normal, uninhibited life, right? So, that being said, why is it that when you hear a news report of someone who was, deanimated, I had to use that term for YouTube, otherwise they get grumpy. For someone who was deanimated by law enforcement, the family then proceeds to blame the law enforcement for the deanimation. And when you look at the person that they deanimated, he had mental health issues, substance abuse problems, and a long, endless line of criminal behavior. And the family is blaming law enforcement for deanimating him because he was in the process of doing one of those many things of criminal activity that he's done over and over and over again. Are these people, just help me understand, because, as someone with ADHD, we sometimes have a difficult time understanding how normalcy works, right? So help me understand why these families blame law enforcement for deanimating this guy because he had these mental health problems or the substance abuse problems. First off, substance abuse and mental health, I know, are just terrible, terrible combination. Okay? If you have mental health problems, you should not be using illicit substances. You just shouldn't. Because it makes it worse. It causes more problems. If you're using those things, usually an indication it's because you either lack self-control or you're trying to escape from things. So that being the case, this family already knows what kind of scumbag and dirtbag this person is, but they're hiding behind the disguise of, well, I guess I shouldn't say disguise. That's a wrong word. The premise that law enforcement should allow him to do whatever he wants because he has those problems. Which, and again, help me understand here. To me, that just seems like you have absolutely zero understanding of how society works and how protecting the public interest is. Okay? Now, sure, I guess law enforcement could have coddled this individual and helped him be better and, maybe taken steps differently. But when you work in a life to where your life is in danger probably the majority of your day. Are you really going to take the time to sit back and say, hey, do you have mental health problems? Do you have substance abuse problems? Oh, okay. Continue to do what you're doing. We'll just kind of sit here and make sure you don't hurt anybody. But then how do they go through this effort of not hurting anybody? This makes zero sense to me. I do not understand the concept. I know that there are some very terrible, terrible law enforcement officers out there who should not hold a badge. But I also know that there are some extremely awesome law enforcement officers out there that the whole reason why they hold the badge is because they care more about society and the people they protect than themselves. That's why they do what they do. So I don't understand this concept of blaming law enforcement for protecting others, which sometimes means deanimating somebody. And if you think that that does not affect that officer, I know officers who have had to quit because of something that has happened in the line of duty that they can no longer rationalize, and has caused major problems for them in their lives, not just emotionally, but socially as well. I don't understand how these parents, these family members are not blaming that person for their actions, which created the whole situation. The cops would not have been there if this person had not been doing those things. Well, you don't know what it's like to be such and such. You don't know what it's like to live in such and such. You know what? I've lived a lot of different places, and I've been in a lot of different communities. And the one thing I found is the majority of people just want to be left alone. They don't want to cause problems. They don't want to be on somebody's radar. If you feel things are going wrong in certain places, then yeah, do something about it. But I can guarantee you the majority of officers out there are not looking at the skin color of people. They just aren't. The majority of them are looking at license plates. They're looking at vehicle colors. Most of the time, they have no idea what you even are until they walk up to that window. So, to sit there and blame them that they're profiling, that they're doing this, they're doing that, maybe we should put that on the back burner and actually look at the society issues that are occurring and why people feel that that's a thing. Remember Jim Carrey from Liar Liar? Stop breaking the law, butthole. That's how you solve the problem. Stop breaking laws. Nobody is above the law. Nobody should be above the law. And if you think you're above the law, then you need to remove yourself from society. I'm sorry. I'm going off on a rant because that's what ADHD people do. We get these ideas in our heads and we rant about it. But I don't know. I guess I just don't understand. I guess I don't see the rationale behind it. So, if you do, great. Please explain it to me. I would love to hear other people's opinions on this. I would love to have a civil conversation with other people about this. Because that's the only way we fix problems is by having rational, civil conversations. Anyway, my rant's over. Hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. Later.